Welcome to this week's edition of Euro Transfer Talk. With the January deadline just days away, let's take a look at the latest rumours from across the continent. As always, let us know your thoughts on these potential moves in the comments below, and we'll do our best to reply. Anyway, let's get going. We begin at Bayern Munich, where it's been known for some time now that David Alaba will be leaving in the summer. But despite reports last week suggesting that the Austrian defender had sealed a move to Real Madrid, those rumours have since gone quiet, and talk has now centred on whether Liverpool could swoop in and land him. Anfield has long been seen as a potential destination for Alaba, with the Liverpool back line severely depleted by injuries this term, but it's also understood that the Bayern star would prefer a move to the Bernabeu. However, with reports in Spain at the end of last week suggesting that Real may have little money to spend on transfers this year, there's a possibility the 28-year-old will move elsewhere, and Bild journalist Christian Falk revealed on the weekend that Alaba has yet to reject any offers from Liverpool, having previously spoke with his player's father, who confirmed his proposed move to Real had not yet been completed. So while Los Blancos remain firm favourites for Alaba's signature, it looks like there's a window of opportunity should another top club want to make an approach. Barcelona were even linked with him on the weekend, but with the club's presidential election now pushed back till March, we can't imagine seeing any concrete recruitment plans coming out of the Camp Nou until then. So right now, it looks like Madrid or Merseyside for the Champions League winner. With Alaba leaving the Allianz, Bayern are working to find a replacement. Last week, the club confirmed interest in RB Leipzig centre-back Dayot Upamecano, who has been linked with a number of top clubs over the last 12 months, including Liverpool and Man United. But while the Bavarians can count themselves as favourites for the Frenchman's signature, given their track record of hoovering up top talents in the Bundesliga, new reports are suggesting they could turn their attention to La Liga for an alternative. According to German broadcaster Sport 1, Villarreal centre-back Pau Torres is on the club's radar. Linked with Man United, Chelsea and Juventus last summer, the Spaniard has impressed since breaking into the Yellow Submarine first team in 2019-20 and has a reported €50 million release clause in his contract at the club, marginally more than the €42.5 million buyout for Upamecano that comes into effect this summer. But crucially, Torres is a left-footed centre-half, which would make him a more natural replacement for Alaba, and while Upamecano has extensive experience of playing on the left of a back three, the fact he's right-footed could count against him, with Niklas Süle, Jerome Boateng and Tanguy Nwanzu all vying for the right-sided position at the Allianz. But who would be your ideal Alaba replacement? Let us know in the comments. Now for more potential departures from Bavaria, as it looks like Juventus are ready to target not one but two Bayern players. According to Calcio Mercato, the Italian champions are monitoring teenage forward Joshua Zirkzee and 26-year-old midfielder Corentin Tolisso, who they tried to sign in 2017 before he made the move from Lyon to Munich. Zirkzee hasn't played a minute of Bundesliga action since October and is looking for first-team football, with both Everton and Parma linked with his signature. But with Juve in search of yet more depth up top, the Dutch youngster is understood to be under consideration as a backup to Alvaro Morata in Turin. Tolisso, meanwhile, has made just 13 league starts across the last season and a half, with injuries in the form of Kimmich and Goretzka keeping him out of Hansi Flick's first team. A move for Tolisso this January may be overly ambitious, and reports suggest the summer pursuit is far more likely. However, with Zirkzee desperate for minutes, a loan deal for the Dutchman could potentially be thrashed out before the deadline. Whether he sees Juve as the ideal club to gain minutes is another matter. Meanwhile, according to Fabrizio Romano, the Bianconeri are ready to pay the €18.5 million required to make Weston McKennie's loan move from Schalke permanent this summer, with the US international having impressed in Turin this season. Before we move on to our headline story, just a quick reminder to subscribe to Euro Football Daily and hit that notification bell so you never miss another great video like this one. It may be a move that's been talked about a lot already in the last 7 days, but it's now official. Martin Ødegaard is an Arsenal player. The Real Madrid playmaker, who has struggled for game time since returning to the Bernabeu from Real Sociedad last summer, also had the chance to return to the Basque club. And there was also interest from Ajax, but instead chose the Gunners following a phone conversation with manager Mikel Arteta, himself a former Sociedad player. According to The Times, Arsenal will pay a £1.8 million loan fee to Los Blancos, and will also cover the Norwegians' £38,000 a week wages, meaning the overall cost of the 6-month deal will come to around £2.5 million. Not bad for a quality acquisition and considering the club's need for a creator. However, the deal does not contain an option to buy, with the Real hierarchy understood to want to keep Ødegaard in case manager Zinedine Zidane doesn't last beyond the season, with the assumption that whoever succeeds him would find a place for the highly rated playmaker in the first team. But if the French coach does stay on and Ødegaard makes a success of his time in North London, there's nothing to say the clubs wouldn't renegotiate in the summer. The news comes after a weekend in which Mesut Özil's 8-year stay at the club was officially brought to an end, with the German signing a 3.5-year deal with Fenerbahçe. In an open letter to the fans, he said he will remain a gunner for life. Arsenal supporters will be hoping that Ødegaard can have a similar impact to what Özil had when he first set foot in the Emirates in 2013. But this move hasn't stopped talk of the Gunners seeking more attacking midfield options. Houssem Aouar and Emiliano Buendia have been long-term targets for the club, and a report by CBS this week suggested the Gunners have also been monitoring RB Leipzig star Marcel Sabitzer, who has also been linked with rivals Tottenham this month. So we can be sure to see the club make another move for one of these players in the summer, especially if Ødegaard's move doesn't work out. But Arsenal and Madrid fans, we want to hear from you. Can you see the Norwegian being a success in the Premier League? Let us know down below. One of the Bundesliga's most consistent performers over the last 18 months, Borussia Mönchengladbach midfielder Florian Neuhaus is justifiably garnering attention from bigger clubs, with champions Bayern Munich strongly linked with his signature this season. But this week, Sportites have reported that the German international is now a target for another Bundesliga rival, Borussia Dortmund. Neuhaus bagged 2 assists as his side beat BVB 4-2 last Friday, and Die Schwarz-Gelben have apparently been monitoring his progress for some time. Furthermore, Mönchengladbach boss Marco Rose is hotly tipped to be approached for the head coach position at Dortmund come the summer. If that were to happen, it would no doubt make a move to the Westfalenstadion tempting for Neuhaus. And while it's understood the 23-year-old is happy with De Foelen, with whom he's contracted to until 2024, he also has a release clause, reportedly worth around €40 million, which comes into effect this summer. Having grown up in Bavaria, a move to Bayern may also be more appealing to him, although regular first-team football is likely a greater possibility in Dortmund. But his options may not just be limited to Germany. Real Madrid and Tottenham are also reportedly interested. Neuhaus could have a number of clubs to choose from this summer. We finish off this week's episode back in England as Man United look to find a club to loan out one of their young stars this month. According to David Ornstein, Facundo Pellistri, who joined the club for €10 million from Uruguayan giants Peñarol at the end of the last window, has attracted interest from a number of clubs, with Celta Vigo thought to be the most likely destination should he leave Old Trafford in January. The winger, who only turned 19 in December, is yet to make his senior debut for the Red Devils, but has impressed for the under-23s, scoring twice in 6 league appearances for the reserve side. The club apparently feels that the youngster has already outgrown that level, even if there isn't a place for him in the first team, and so a loan move to a suitable club is thought to be the ideal situation. Celta could be a worthwhile move, with the Spanish club offering experience in a top league and the opportunity to play with experienced heads like Nolito and Iago Aspas. However, considering a player like Emre Mor has struggled for game time this term, whether Pellistri would get regular minutes is another matter. Meanwhile, Lyon have also been touted as a potential suitor, having been interested in signing the teenager before he made the move to Old Trafford in October. Let's hope to see the Uruguayan wonder kid get his opportunity soon. So that's all we have time for on this week's Euro transfer talk. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave it a like, and why not stick with the EFD by clicking on screen right now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.